Hi, I'm Svavar from Gamia Games, designer of Bardagi, the Claim for Gold. It's a Viking themed game. The story is that the land with the Vikings is exhausted. All their resources are gone, they're really struggling. So the High Jarl of the Viking area, their homeland, sends out scouts to find new locations, and he stumbled upon this group of islands that is unfortunately occupied by barbarian tribes. So he invites a group of brave people to go to this island and to claim the land and overtake it from the barbarian tribes by any means necessary. That is us, that's where we come in. We have a few units to aid us in this task. So it's for 2 to 5 players, takes about 35 to 90 minutes to play the game, age is 10 and up. You can play it as a simple version as well as an advanced version, but it can take up to 90 minutes. So, in the beginning of the game, we first have to choose our factions to play with, and we can do that in some different ways. The game can be played with 5 players, but then the 5th player will be using the black one. If you have 2 to 4 players, you're just playing with the mainland, and the black area is out of bounds, it cannot be used. So, when you have chosen the colors, you have to set up your player board. So, I have chosen blue, so I receive my blue player board. I receive my blue shields. I will receive my blue 4 units, and I will receive a deck of cards, there are 6 cards for each unit in the game. So we have 6 cards of each type, 24 cards in total. So I will zoom in here a little bit more, and I will show you the basic setup of the game. Okay, we zoom into the player board. You have 3 buildings here that will be used by your corresponding units. This is the Verslun, your trade area, and it's controlled by the Kaupmaður, which is your merchant. And you place 6 shields on this area, and these shields count as any resource that you like. That can be any resource that you like, except gold. Resources are used and collected from the game board, and they're used to build things, to upgrade things, and then etc. And they're actually placed here as collected. They're placed here on top of your player board. And this building here is your Virki, and the Virki is controlled by your Berserkur, your warrior unit. And here you also place 6 shields. And these 6 shields are representing your battle units. So here with the Berserker you have 6 units that are fighting with you. Then here at the bottom you have Hov, then you have which is your temple. And here you have your Gode, which is your priest or your divine unit. So here again you place 6 shields, and these 6 shields represent his divine power. You use divine power, for example, to throw runes during the game. So actually your 3 units here will not be placed here, they will be placed here on the main board. And here we also have your Knerir, which will be, it's only your transport unit in that sense. It's only used to move your unit from one place to another. In the beginning it's placed here on your harbor area, but as soon as you have claimed an area that has a harbor symbol on it, you will place the Knerir there, and he can go out on sea journeys. So this is the basic setup. Sorry, I forgot to place 1 token here, which is to collect and count the score. And finally, you draw 1 random rune, sit face down in front of you. So this is a rune that you can use during the game, and it's randomly selected in the beginning. You can buy more runes in the game board as the game progresses. So this is the setup. I'm just going to move it back a little bit, then I'm going to show you a few simple rounds. Bardagi, the Claim for Gold is played in rounds, and each round is divided into 2 phases. It's the player's phase and the cleanup phase. So you can choose up to 6 cards. They can be of any combination. They can be, for example, you can have 6 Knerir cards, you can have 2 Berserker cards and 2 Gothic cards, 2 merchant cards, in any way you want. After the 5th round you can actually choose 8 cards, but that's a little bit later in the game. But in the beginning you can choose 6 cards. So in the simpler version, which is good in the beginning when you're learning the game, each player on their turn chooses their cards and then play out their actions. Then it's the next player's turn. If you want to play a little bit more advanced version, you can choose it that way, that in the beginning of each round each of the players at the same time chooses their 6 cards they're going to use this round. When you've chosen your hand, you cannot change it in this round. So you can play the 2 ways. Either you choose the cards in your hand each time when is your turn, so you can see what the other players are doing, then you can choose your cards, or you can choose the cards at the beginning of the round, everybody at the same time. Okay, let me just show you just how, for example, this blue player here could play the first round. So he has his 3 figures here. He's standing on his home area. So let's just start with, for example, the Berserker is going to claim this iron mine here. So he would lay down 1 card to move to this area, and then he'll use another card to attack the area. The Berserker is the attack unit, so he was gonna attack this area. And the attack works in this way. Each area on the board is actually representing, you have at least 1 barbarian unit on the board, even if it's not showing there. Here, for example, there's 1 barbarian unit currently occupying this area. So it's really simple in that sense that to overtake an area, to claim it, you use 1 more shield that is currently occupying it. So for example here, I use 1 shield to neutralize the other player, and then I place another shield to claim the area. And now this area is mine. It's belonged to the blue player. Okay, so the merchant, the Kaupmaður, he's going to do next. So the Kaupmaður is going to move 1, 2 to the sheep area here. Then he's going to pay another card, and this time he's going to buy the area. So instead of attacking the area, he's going to buy the area. He's going to use 2 resources of his choice. Now the shields are representing resources for the Kaupmaður. Now he will use 2 resources to buy up this area. So he's gonna buy the area and claim it with 2 shields. And because he bought the area, this will not be discarded. It will be discarded, but instead he will receive a token sheep. He's gonna get wool here instead of this. Now I've used up 4 cards. I have 2 more, so I'm gonna use my Gode here, and he's gonna go to. He's just going here to the cattle area just in front of him. One to go there, and the second one is to convert this area into his team, his clan. Sorry, into his clan. So he converts the barbarian currently here. So he uses 1 area to convert, and 1 area, one to claim, and 1 to convert. But actually, 1 shield is taken back, because the barbarian currently occupying the area will actually join your team, join your clan. So he's converted into joining you. So you just place this on your town on the board, and in the cleanup phase you can actually place this new shield anywhere on any building of your choice. So it's like a new member to your clan. So this is the only thing the blue player can do this round, because he has used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. It's nothing more that he can do. When everybody has done their turn, it comes to the cleanup phase of the round. So the cleanup phase actually means that you receive resources from the areas that you overtaken, and you score points. Then you have to return all things that you have not used, and that is the end of the round. So for example here, I would start by collecting the resources from these areas. So here, for example, I have an iron mine, so I turn this around. Then I take 1 iron token here. Iron resource token, that is. Here, there's a cattle area. I can either choose to take hide or meat. I will just take meat here. And from the sheep area, I can either take wool, which I already have, or meat. I decide to take meat. So I have these 3 areas. I claim all the resources of these 3 areas, and I score points. And I simply return the shields. I turn them around again. I get 1, 2, 3 points for this, and I advanced 1, 2, 3 on the scoring track. That is the end of the cleaning phase. So now we would advance the turn marker 1 round. Okay, so now we have advanced a little bit further into the game, and now it's the red player's turn, and there's a little bit more going on the board. And the red player, he's going to do some drastic movements. He's first going to throw a rune, actually. So he's going to use a Gode card, and he's going to throw a rune that enables him to move his ship further. So he's going to throw this rune, and this rune will be placed on the harbor tile on his player board to display that this rune is active. Then he's going to place another card, and this card enables him to move within his area here down to the mine here, because he's going to, if a Gode stands on a mine at the beginning of the cleanup phase, he has this ability that the mines and the area that he's standing on gives him the divine production in that sense. So if a Gode ends his turn on top of a mine, he will receive 1 extra resource. So in this case, if standing on a gold mine, usually you would receive 1 gold from this mine, but because Gode is standing on the mine, he will receive 2 gold this mine. It would be like that until he moves his Gode token from the mine. Okay, 2 cards used. So the red player is then gonna use his Berserker card, and with this card he's actually gonna move on board his Knerrir. And like before, usually Berserker can only move 1 card, 1 move, but because these lines here are interconnected, he's gonna move all the way into his Knerrir. So what we do then is that we take the Berserker figure and place him on the harbor tile on his player board. So he's now actually in the Knerrir, so he's not any longer on the board. So let me see, 3 cards used, 3 more left. So he's gonna use a ship card. Remember, there's a rune placed earlier, so now the ship can move 4 squares per card used instead of normal of 2. So the Knerrir goes with 1 card, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then another card, it's gonna go far, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he's gonna use 1 more card to move a little bit further, so he goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So in 1 round he has moved his and the Berserker is still on the ship, so he's moved to the other side of the island in this round. And we will see what he'll do. That is the end of the red player turns. The red player's turn, though. So he has done his moves, and next is the green player. And the green player is going to do something totally different. Let me see here. Okay, so the green player he's gonna take over this area. He's gonna buy. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's gonna buy the village, overtake the village. So he moves 1, 2 with this area to the village area. That there is this movement, and then he's gonna use the card, and he's gonna buy this area. And because it's a trading area, a village, he can use any resource that he wants. But actually, he just uses 2 of his shields, like before. Overtake the area 1, and then he claims the area. And because this area is a market, he can choose what resource he can choose any resource he wants. So he's just gonna take let me see here. Yeah, he's just gonna take some wood here. Okay, green is then going to move his Berserker here to the mine, and he's gonna claim the mine. Moving to the mine, another card, overtake the mine. He's gonna use 2 of his tokens to do that. 1 is a casualty, so that is discarded, and the other one is to claim. 2 more cards left, so he's gonna use 1 card here to move his Gode to his newly claimed mine, because this mine has when he stays on the mine, he will receive extra tokens. And his last card is going to use to throw a rune. So he's actually going to cast the rune. So that's 6 cards. He's going to cast the rune that he has, and he has to use one of his divine shields, his divine power. Discard that, and he's going to cast this rune on this newly taken mine. So this rune, for example, means that he will actually receive 3 gold from this mine now. He always gets 1, and he's standing on the mine, so he gets another 1 for that. And this rune that he threw here enables him to get the 3rd, so this is 1 extra. So with this mine he will receive 3 gold in the cleanup phase. So that's the green player's turn, so he's done. Then we have a yellow player. The yellow player is going to... Yes, he's going to attack this area here. This area here is actually utlagar, outlaws, and he's going to attack the outlaws. And what happens then he receives some extra defense tokens to use on his squares. So okay, let me see. So he's going to play 1 card to move his berserker down to this area, because this area uses 4 shields. There are 3 guys here, so you need to use 4 shields. So he needs to use 3 shields to neutralize the area, and then 1 shield to claim it. So he has to use 4 shields actually. That is his attack here. So now what happens now that he has used up all the shields on his board, but that's okay, because he claimed the area and he received 2 defense tokens. So the defense tokens can be used and placed on any area that you currently own by any of the 3 players by using 1 card. And this area gives you extra defense. So each of these tokens counts as 2 defense tokens. 2 guys occupying the area, defending it for you. Which means that the Gode and the Köpmar cannot enter areas that has shields on it. You cannot throw rooms on areas that have shields on it. So actually the only guy that can go to these areas are your berserker. So this area, this is the shields that are placed on your board to use whenever you want. The Gode, yes, he's going to move to his gold mine to receive some extra resources. So he places 1 card here and he moves up to his gold mine. And he is also going to use another card to place 1 defense taken from the player board. He's going to place 1 defense token on top of this gold mine here. So now this gold mine cannot be entered by anyone else than other players' berserker. You don't have to use all of your 6 cards. You can always use you need to use at least 1, but you can always use 2, 3 or 4. But he decides to use the last card here in his hometown, where he's going to pay 4 food to refill his berserker shields. So he pays 4 food and then he refills, places 6 new shields on his berserker on his player board. So he receives 6 new shields that's placed on his player board. Berserker can refill his own virki, and the Köpmar can refill all other units virki at his hometown by playing the right amount of resources. So that's the yellow player turn. So he has done his move. So he's done. Then it's the blue player. What will he do? So we see here. Okay, so he is going to... Okay, so the blue player is here going to attack a little bit, I guess. Yes, he's going to attack. So you start with playing down 1 berserker card. So he's going to move his berserker like before. These areas are interconnected, so he can move just with 1 card through all of his areas. So he's going to move actually into his nether here on the harbor. So the berserker is placed on the harbor tile on the board. Then he's going to place 1 nether card to move 2 squares, 1, 2. Another nether card to move another 2 squares, 1, 2. And previously in the game, the blue player bought this upgrade here that enables him to move with this berserker. He can move up to 3 squares with 1 card, and that is really handy now at this point, because he's going to use 1 card here to move his berserker, and the berserker who is placed here on the harbor tile at the red area. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3 with his guard. So he is at this area and he's gonna attack this area. Okay, what happens now is that here we have a Godi, and here we have a merchant, and here we have a berserker. The thing is that those two can never participate in battle, so they have to retreat from the area, which leaves the area unprotected. So he overtakes the area with 2 shields. So he uses 2 of his shields, and 1 is casualty and 1 is placed down on the area. And the red player's shield is removed from the board. But what also happens now is that because this is a gold mine, the blue player will automatically, instantly receive 2 points because he overtook a gold mine from another player, and then the red player will instantly lose 2 points because he lost the gold mine. Okay, so there's one more card here. So the blue player places down his merchant, and his merchant is currently in his home area, so he doesn't have to move anywhere. But what he will do, he will buy an upgrade for his buildings. So he places down his card, places down 3. Let me see here, what can he buy? Okay, so he's gonna buy this here. This one costs him 3 wool and 3 meat. Okay, 3 wool and 3 meat, and he has 3 wool, no problem. 3 wool here, but he only has 2 meat. So he needs to change one of his iron, which is traded according to the trade table. We can trade 2 for 1. So he traded 1 iron for 2 meat. Now he has 4 meat on his board, and he can pay his 3 meat, 3 wool, 3 meat, so he can buy this upgrade. So he places this onto his board and instantly receives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And this is then removed from the board. That's the blue player's turn, and that is the end of this turn. And that now would we go to the cleanup phase to collect points and collect resources. Okay, so hopefully this clears out the game a little bit for you. There are probably some things that I forgot, and I actually noticed when I was doing this, I was reviewing that there were some things that were not 100% accurate according to the rules, but you know, that's okay. I'm just showing you the general play. I mean, it's not really like a... But anyways, so this is the overview of the game in that sense, so you can understand a little bit more, hopefully, how it works. And there are a few places that I have not mentioned. For example, this area here, down here at the bottom of the board, and also here. These are sacred locations, and if you go here with your either your Gode or your Kaupmaður, you can buy 3 runes drawn randomly from the face down pile by playing 2 gold. So you play 2 gold, you can draw 3 runes, and then they're placed onto your board, and any player can use it by playing 1 card whenever he wants. It's just like any other action. So, well, actually, this is just the Gode, of course. I can use this by using one of his divine tokens and 1 card to use. So, hopefully this shows you a little bit how the game works. Another thing also that's worth mentioning, that when you take over a village, you will not receive tokens from the village. You would only receive new units. So this is like a recruitment post in that sense. So if you overtake a village in the cleanup phase, you receive 2 shields that you can use as anything you want on the board. So if you have received the 2 shields, it can work as some recruitment for the merchant or the berserker or the Godi when you place them down into the appropriate buildings. So of course the aim of the game is to score as many gold points as possible, and then the Jarl will reward you with this group of islands, and you will be the winner. Sorry. Okay, so hopefully this clears things up a little bit for you, and you can always look a little bit more, and the rules are online, and you can see it a little bit more then. Hopefully soon we can have like a full play of the game, so you can see all the components and a lot of things that are happening. And hopefully, if the Kickstarter campaign succeeds, we'll also provide you with another board that is on for 2 or 3 player game that is a little bit different. It will have more sea routes and more things onto that board. That it would be less land, more sea, more islands to explore, a little bit different gameplay. But you know, that's it for now. Thank you very much.